So I use more than one hyperlink, especially if it's a longer email. I'll use quite a few. Um, I do believe you wanna place a hyperlink somewhere closer to the top of the email, because a lot of people who will open it will not scroll down. They'll just open it and they'll look at it and they'll close it. So you wanna make sure you have a link like on the very first scroll segment of the screen, and this way you will maximize your click-through rate. However, it doesn't mean that if you mail something and you only have one hyperlink and it's somewhere in the bottom of the email, you will generate fewer clicks. That's also not true. It would really depend on not only the subject line and the content of your email, but also in the audience and the context of the email. Because I can probably generate more clicks using one hyperlink in a really long email if I mailed it towards the end of an email promotion to a segment of the list that's been opening the emails related to this promotion, than I would if I were to email like a short email with multiple links to a wider segment of my list. And this is a big deal because segmentation, I think, is an underrated skill. Um, you know, there's going to be, let's say you've got 10,000 people on your list. Out of those 10,000 people this week, if you keep mailing them, let's say you're going to get 3,500, 4,000 people to open your email, at least one email in that week. Well, out of those 4,000, let's say there's going to be 500 or 600 of them who click the link. Well, you see, those particular 600 are going to be very, very hot. So you can mail them more. So you send them an email that breaks all the rules, and you still get away with it, and you still generate high response rates, lots of sales, yada, yada, yada. So I experiment, I truly do. To this day, I would still play with it. I would still like try maybe one at the very bottom because I want people to actually read it and really only click if they really want something. And sometimes it's just a matter of getting as many clicks as possible. For example, this upcoming week, I've got a campaign lined up where my goal would be to get as many clicks as I possibly can. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which is it. You're probably going to end up seeing it somewhere. My goal will be plain and simple, get them to click. It's not going to be get them to buy, get them to sign up, or get them informed, because I'm going to rely on whatever the link is that I'm sending people to do the informing and everything else. My goal would be just get the damn click. And that's like a very strategic goal for that particular campaign. Now, on something else, my goal would be to pre-qualify. Sometimes, if I'm, for example, if I'm mailing about something where I really want more exclusive, I'm giving exclusive access, and I'm giving some exclusive things, or I'm promoting a service that's where it's important to me to really, really, truly understand who I'm dealing with. Like, I'll be qualifying. I'll be writing a long email with some specific benefits that I know will interest the right person. But at the same time, that email will be saying specific things that will scare away the wrong people, right? For example, we've got another joint venture mixer coming up later this month. And, when I'm mailing for it, it's a very, very specific qualification. First off, I curate the list of people who are going to get the email, but then, the email will say something like, hey, if you've got a list and, you're looking to run some webinar promotions, then this is for you. Or if you want to do more deals for your offer, then this is for you. Right? I'm not inviting people who don't have an offer, who don't have a list. I'm not inviting people who have a social media following but no list. Right? It's a very specific invitation. And in that case, I'm not going to place the link at the very, very top. Yeah, and I'm not going to only have one. I'm going to have several, sure, but they're going to be qualifying people. I'll be scaring them. I'll be saying, look, you can only do this live. If you can show up live on such and such date and such time, I'm sorry, but we're not going to release the recording to you. We're not going to allow you to get into this later. You're either showing up live or don't show up at all. Like a very unapologetic, if you will. Like if the unsubscribe happens, it's because they decided they mentally checked out. They don't want to transact with you, and that's okay. Not everyone is your type of person, but for every unsubscribe that you get, you're going to have like 10 fans, people who chose not to, people who said, oh yeah, that makes sense, and they stayed on your list. Now, as far as spam complaints, yeah, there is you could offend some people and they can hit the spam for sure. So you might want to, like, if you're choosing to offend people, don't be toxic about it, but you can still do it in a nice way where they say, oh yeah, I don't think what this person is mailing is for me.